Peace and blessings, love and light, and welcome to day 158 of the 365-day challenge. It's your girl Kim, and happy Self-Care Saturday. I hope that you all are having a spectacular day so far, and that you are continuing again in your healthy habits, mind, body, and spirit, so that you are making overall wellness a habit. Okay, we've been talking about some tips and tricks this week that are helping us as we're preparing for our wellness journey, or if we're reactivating our wellness journey as we're going into the summer months. Some people are trying to get beach body ready, and they're trying to do some things. They're getting ready for proms or wedding events or barbecues or anything that they're trying to get ready for. But we're talking about habits that we can choose to do for a lifetime, things that are going to help, things that have helped me in my wellness journey that I started 3 years ago and successfully lost 64 pounds doing. So we've been talking about making sure that we're planning our meals and that we're tracking our food so that we know where we're starting, so that we know where we're going. We've talked about the importance of water. We've talked about planning your meals. We've talked about meal prep. We've talked about going through your storage area where you have your foods and making sure that you have some healthy choices in there. We've talked about all of these things, but now we want to talk about making sure that we get a physical. Okay, and this is something that is critical in the beginning of your wellness journey. Again, in wanting to know where you are so that you know where you're going. Okay, and the only way to do that is to go ahead and have that physical done. Go to your primary care physician and have a physical done. Ask to have a physical done. Get your blood work done so that you know, do you have hypertension? Are you pre-diabetic? Are you already diabetic? Do you have any other issues? Do you have issues with vitamin D depletion? Do you have too much vitamin B? What are the things that are going on in your body that are deficient, and some things that may need to have supplements for? It's important that you go to your physician and have a physical so that you know where you are, so that you can know where you're going. I was a type 2 diabetic since 2000. I have since gotten my blood sugar under control based on my diet and exercise, and am now in a space where my A1C is almost at a normal range. I had a discussion with my doctor when I met with her to do my annual physical after years of not going to the doctor. And I sat with her and I said, okay, my goal is to not be on any medication for my diabetes. Okay? And that was something that was important. It was a goal that we had set together. And so we talked about what were some things that I can do with regards to my diet and my exercise that were going to help me to achieve that. And so it's important that we have a discussion, or that we partner with either our doctor or a wellness coach or person like myself, a holistic nutritionist, somebody who can help you as you're going through your journey. But it was important for us to track our food and to at least have some verbiage or some dialogue to be able to have with our primary care physician or with our nutritionist or with our coach, to be able to say, well, this is what I've been eating, or this is how I've been eating. These are some of the things that I've been doing. But once we have that physical, we now have information that we need to help us in being able to come up with a plan that's going to be unique for us. And so it's important, like I said, to go to your doctor, to get that blood work, to get those numbers. If you're vitamin deficient, say I was vitamin D deficient. And so I was taking vitamin D supplements. But then I also took time to go and research and ask, okay, what other foods have the vitamin D in it, so that way I don't have to necessarily have a supplement. I can eat foods that have that vitamin D in it that I need. Or is that just something that I get from the sun? Do I need to expose myself to more outside time where I'm getting that natural vitamin D in my body? Okay, so it's important for us to go to our doctor, have that physical, so at least you know where you are. Do you have hypertension? What are some things that you can do to assist with that? All of these things are encompassing of being able to create a wellness plan that's going to work for you. You may see somebody else and see that they're doing well, but what they may be doing may not be what works for you. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when we get into the exercise portion as well, because every program is not designed for every person, every body type. There are variables that need to be considered when we're talking about an exercise plan, when we're talking about a wellness plan. So again, it's important that you go to your doctor, get that annual physical, so that way you know what your numbers are and how you can incorporate the right foods in your diet that can assist with any of those pre-existing conditions that you have, or any that may be on the horizon. Okay, that's your task for this week, to go ahead and set an appointment to go ahead and have your annual physical done if you haven't had one done already, or to pull your blood work and see what your numbers are and where you need to make some improvements there. Okay, that's your task for today. I hope that you all have a spectacular self-care Saturday, and that you're sprinkling self-love and self-care all over yourself. And until I see you all tomorrow, I say peace.